An old amusement park closes its gates after several bizarre incidents. However, one particular swing keeps moving on its own, even on windless days. A group of teenagers, defying warnings, decide to investigate. They discover that the swing was the place where a child accidentally died many years before. The boy's spirit, unable to leave the park, plays with anyone who comes near. The teens must perform a ritual to help the boy find peace before they become his next eternal playmates. In an old house, a family begins to notice a shadow on the living room wall that seems to move by itself. At first, they think it is a play of light, but soon discover that the shadow has a human form. Desperate, they try to erase the stain, but it always returns to the same place. One night, the shadow comes to life and detaches itself from the wall, revealing itself to be the spirit of a former resident of the house who died in mysterious circumstances. The family must confront the specter to uncover its secret and free it from its torment. A man alone at home receives a call from an unknown number just after midnight. When he answers, he hears only static and a faint murmur that he cannot understand. The calls continue every night at the same time, becoming clearer and clearer. Finally, the man recognizes his own name among the murmurs. When he investigates, he discovers that the calls are coming from a phone box that was destroyed years ago in a fatal accident, in which he himself was involved but does not remember. A teenage girl buys an antique mirror in an antique shop to decorate her room. From the first day, she begins to have terrible nightmares and feels that someone is watching her from the other side of the mirror. One night, when she looks closely, she sees a dark figure that seems to move independently of her reflection. Eventually, the figure tries to cross over into the real world, and the girl must destroy the mirror before the being manages to pass through completely. A young camper wanders into a forest known for its strange disappearances. As he pitches his tent, he hears a barely audible whisper that seems to call his name. At first, he ignores it, but the whisper becomes more insistent each night. Finally, he decides to follow the voice and encounters a spectral figure who tells him the story of how she was trapped in the forest by an ancient spell. The young man must decide whether to help the spirit free itself or flee before it too is trapped.